episode of G World Chronicles. It's your host, E Pesos, with the lovely guest, Miss Tamika Bruce. What's going on, Tamika?
Ain't nothing, ain't too much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. Hailing live from DC, the capital, the district. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? Talk to me before we get going. How you doing? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. Chilling, just out here trying to make a difference each and every day.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Trying to make a difference. So like in trying to make a difference, what is your daily routine in the morning before you step out, before you head out? Like what do you do? What is your regimen?
Okay, before I step out, I like to first thing I wake up, I just like to give thanks.
Okay.
And I like to stretch. I lay there like I just feel my body. I feel how good it feels to wake up um
Mm-hmm.
47 years old and nothing is hurting, you know, most days,
That's ridiculous. I can't I can't I can't say that right now. It should be hurting.
and
Should be
so
God
I know
damn
it's
it.
a blessing, and I like to give thanks for that each and every day.
Should be
I
hurting
like I
some
like
morning.
to
You
give
hear me?
thanks that that my body it feels good, and so
Mm-hmm.
I just
So like you do like daily affirmations, you do prayer before you leave out. What um what motivates you every day to go forward and do the right shit?
my granddaughter is really what motivates me, to do the right thing
Yeah.
because I was incarcerated. Her grandfather was incarcerated. My daughter was incarcerated. My daughter's my granddaughter's father was incarcerated. And so everybody around my granddaughter has been incarcerated. And
Man.
so every day, my daughter's actually incarcerated now. I get to pick her up in
Jeez.
2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. So we'll
And
be able to
so
tap in with that.
yeah, I give thanks, and what motivates me is my granddaughter.
Okay. All right. So before we how long you been home, Tamika?
I'll be home 10 years in May.
Been home 10 years in May. How much paper did you have?
5 years.
5 years supervised release. Okay. And no mishaps during that time, right?
I kind of like had a mishap in the halfway house, but I have not had any since I was on supervised release.
I had a mishap in the halfway house. I actually got sent back 3 months in. I got sent back 3 months in, and they kept me at MDC Brooklyn for the remainder of the 3 months. I asked them to send me back to the yard. They wouldn't. And that 3 months in the county was worse than my whole 10 years down.
Man, that's the same
Just
thing happened to me.
just
I had
being
to go
just
back to
being
the
with the
county for
county,
3 months.
just being with the county niggas
They
that
know what
don't
to do
know.
to you. They know what to do to you. They say, you know what, this been a good one. We're gonna go ahead and sit her down for the last little good time so that she knows not to play with us no more.
Yo, when I tell you that 90 days, I got cut in line. They yell all night on the door, keep everybody up all night.
Man, yelling
Oh
on the
man,
phone, screaming for $30.
yo, yeah, when I
Everybody
tell you,
girlfriend and boyfriend is breaking up with them and everything.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That 90 days kind of was like, nah, I'm cool. Like that was like
That's the
my
breaking
like,
point. That's the break.
yeah, yes. I really truly believe that was my point of like,
I
I
just
can't do
can't
this
do this for
because I hit the
sure.
halfway house. I ain't gonna hold you. I was on bullshit in that halfway house. I hit the streets and it was
Mhm.
just like I took off. I took off running. And
Mm.
it was just like shit was coming at you so fast. People pulling you every different way. You going this way, that way. You know what I'm saying? And I got caught up. How was it for you out there when you first came home from doing that tip?
When I first came home, everyone was expecting for me to be the same person. And I just owe more to myself. I owe more to my children. I owe more to my family. I owe more to everybody who believed in me.
Got it. Okay. So now let's get to it. Let's get to the let's get to the shit. Okay, before we do anything, I always have to ask you, what age was you when you came off the porch?
When I came off the porch, I was probably about, I want to say 19 or 20.
19 to 20. So high school, you went through high school, all that was cool. You
Hmm.
ain't so age 19, 20, you stepped into what game first?
I'm gonna say maybe I dabbled a little bit before jumping off the porch with a little hand to hand marijuana sale. I wouldn't even call that jumping off the porch. I was still kind of on the porch with that,
Okay.
you know,
But
because it.
so but why what was the push for you to say let me get a little something something? Was it like what was the motivation behind that?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I had my first child at 19,
Okay.
and I lived in Mount Rainier, right off Rhode Island Avenue. And so I used to, when my daughter would get sleepy but wouldn't go to sleep, I would put her in her stroller and I would push her around the neighborhood.
Well, you got two questions already before we even get to it. One question was somebody wants to know, did any religion try to recruit you when you was inside prison during your time?
I wouldn't say any religion tried to recruit me, but at Alderson Federal Prison Camp, I partook in just everything. I learned, I went to Native American sweat lodge ceremonies. I went and I in the service, they were reading everything. The
Right.
Talmud,
Similar, similar,
Bhagavad Gita, they were reading
similar,
everything. There
similar,
you could learn whatever you wanted there.
similar,
So no one had to recruit you. But
similar.
if you have
Yes.
a open mind and want to learn and understand people, then you peek your head into to different things.
Similar. Excuse that gas. I,
If you
I go.
feel pressure to hang with, go ahead, handle your business. Do you feel pressure to hang with or join the black group?
How you felt about that?
Um,
Because Fed's racist as shit. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
And so
Feds.
like at Alderson, um, there was like no pressure, like it was it wasn't like really black and white at Alderson.
Okay.
The
Okay.
officers, they were all white. We
What
had
was the
probably
what was the population there? How many?
when I got there it was 1,200.
1,200 they are. Okay.
When I
Okay.
left, I don't know, I want to say between 700 and 800.
Okay. Okay. So
But it
like
was packed to the gills when I got there
now,
for years.
as far as the religion go, in the Feds, I feel like you have the opportunity. Like I was always from Christian faith. I came from Christian faith, but I feel like you got the opportunity because one of my right hand mans was a Moor. So Friday nights I'll go listen to them. I'm not in
Mm-hmm.
their service, but I'm in the back listening.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of my homies might be a 7 Day Adventist. He's speaking tonight, so I'm going to listen to him speak.
Right.
And then the God bodies like my vibes. They like, yo, come out. We having a build tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say I studied every religion, but I was around and
Yeah, you peeked your head in. Just
right.
yeah.
I was able to take what was good for me, listen to it, process it, and then but not giving up on my faith, staying what I was doing. But everybody was basically together, so you can pretty much get a good idea of everybody's religion in there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
100%.
And I mean now as far as like how the racial pressures in the male yard is a little bit I don't know if it's the same as the female yard, but like the blacks and Mexicans couldn't even sell together. Blacks and
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans can't sell together. Whites and Mexicans can't sell together. Was it the same in there?
No, they was putting you with who they was putting you with. And if you because it was a camp, there was nothing gang related about Alderson. When
Okay.
Priya came out, I actually, and if y'all don't know, Priya is Prison Rape Elimination Act. When Priya actually came out and hit our compound, they put something on the email for everyone to answer. Do you feel safe or whatever about Priya? And so I was I answer back like, yeah, my vagina has never felt unsafe at Alderson. never,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And as far as I know, the way, because there were things that you hear about different inmates being with officers.
Right. Right.
And the way you even got that position was that whoever was in that position was going home. So they're going to transfer it to a friend like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm getting for it. And do you want to do it? So it was more like you had to get,
Right.
yeah, you had, it was by personal invite only. There was
Right.
nobody, as far as I knew, really being taken advantage of.
Okay.
Although I did see when I left that they did say that the captain was taking advantage of girls, but that did not happen while I was there.
Okay. Now I remember did like cause did they try to put any males that identified as females on the yard? Did y'all?
I will not call any names, but there was a male that identified as female. I think the correct term will be post op.
Post op. Okay.
So yeah, I don't think there were any penises between us on
Okay.
the
But
on the
but you
yard.
but you but you still in jail with a man that can physically defeat you if that ever was to
If
transpire.
that yeah, that
So
was
you never
definitely
right. So was that a fear for you? Like, damn, I ain't tripping,
that
but
the one that, well, I believe there was two, but the one that was the taller, stronger physique um was still very gentle. I don't believe that they stayed in the intake unit,
okay.
where they did A&O.
All
But
right, so,
there was never any threat, I don't believe.
all right, so let's go here. We're gonna do a background first. So let's take us back to the beginning. What was your environment like growing up, and how did it shape you into the woman that you became?
Okay, growing up. Whew, where do I start? So I was
We can
born in West Virginia.
West
How I even
Virginia.
yeah, how I even got to DC was my mom married my stepdad when I
Okay.
was 7, and we moved to Washington DC
Okay.
in like the height of the Rayful Edmonds era. So my mom got a crash course in city life, and it was a city under siege at that time.
Right.
And so she was kind of strict on us. She was kind of strict on us. And I mean, all throughout growing up, because like a lot of killings at the go-go's. DC was rough here for a second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so really rough. And so during that time, it kind of shaped my mom's mind of what outside was, because she wasn't outside. She just moved
Right.
here. She was already an adult. She was just
Right.
working, trying to take care of her family. She was not really, her ear wasn't to the streets.
Right. Okay. So when did you realize you were like ready to get outside, and what was the moment where you realized like, I ain't no turning back. I'm doing this.
Okay, okay. I realized, like I started to say, I used to push my daughter around the neighborhood when she
Okay.
wouldn't go to sleep at night, so the night air could hit her and she'd fall asleep in the stroller, and I could just go put her in the bed. And so I'm walking around, and there's this one lady, and she I ain't even gonna call her name, but we was in Mount Rainier on 37th from Rhode Island, and she would walk around the neighborhood. She used to be like, "Oh my gosh, your baby is so pretty. Your baby is so pretty." And she used to always say that and always see me walking my baby at nighttime. And so what happened was, I decided not to be friends with a girl I was friends with. She was just doing all types of stuff. So I just didn't want to be her friend no more. And
Right.
so I told her I didn't want to be her friend anymore. Her and her cousin pulled up and jumped me. And so me and my friends and my sister, we got together and we looked for her all day until we found her, and we jumped her.
Okay.
And
What age was this?
this was I think I was 20.
Okay.
Or
Okay. Right. Because you had the because
19 or
you had the
20. It
baby.
was 19 or 20. I
Right.
don't
Right.
remember.
Because you had the baby. 19.
Yes, I
Right.
had the
Right.
baby. And so
Right.
when I get to jail for jumping the girl, The lady that used to always tell me my baby was pretty was in jail. And she took to me. She was like, okay, what we're going to do is I'm gonna make sure you okay. When it's inspection time, I'm gonna clean the room. This my sister, y'all. And so she told everybody it was her sister. She just
Okay.
wanted some Dunkin' sticks, and we was family. And
Small world. Small
yeah,
world.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And we remain family, after that. And still to this day, if I see her, she can get anything up off
That's
me.
gang. That's gang right there. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm
That's good.
saying? And so
Okay.
yeah, it was a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, because I was still living with my mom at the time, and it was a lot of times that she'd have $100 bill and she'd save it for me. She'd
Mm-hmm.
want to run someplace else, she'd save it for me
Right.
because she knew my
Right. Right.
mom was gonna leave out in the morning.
All right.
So she's still family.
All right. So now a lot of people we know hustle for survival. So at that time, was you chasing like money? Was you chasing freedom? Was you chasing like respect or something a little deeper than that? Like what was
I
the
I I definitely wasn't chasing respect. I feel like I was definitely chasing money. I just wanted, it was just hard because my baby was small, like a year and under. It's hard to go to work and find a good babysitter and,
fact?
get there. And I didn't have my driver's license at the time. I was on public transportation. It was just like, who to get to work, I might as well. Who it was just it just seemed daunting. And I tried it a couple
Right.
times
Right.
and it was just too hard. It was too hard. So when I got to jail, and I saw the lady that would always say, "Oh, your baby's so pretty." She said, "If you get a ball when you get home, I'm gonna help you sell."
Okay.
And so I came home and I got an A-ball. She came
Okay.
home a month after me.
Okay.
She helped me sell it.
There you go.
Yeah, and I was off
There,
to the races. And
there you
then
go.
by the time I call you in one day for about 3 or 4 8 balls, you're gonna tell me, "Hey,
Come
you know what I'm saying? Go
come
ahead,
see
take
me.
this quarter and get me
Come
the
see right,
rest
right,
back on
right,
the other end." Like, hold
right.
on, you doing this?
You doing something. You doing
And
something.
yeah, so that's how that really got started. Because if you know DC, like this probably
Yeah.
was 99. It was still a lot of open air drug markets.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't, more kind of
DC
how
always
it
been
is
wide
today.
open.
Right. It's a little closed now, but it was
Right.
definitely open at this time.
So what did the streets give you that you felt like you wasn't getting anywhere else? Like what what was you getting after you made your money, you come in the crib, like what was it like? Like I'm doing this for a goal or I'm gonna keep running this shit up until I can't.
Yeah, it gave me respect, although I didn't realize that was a byproduct. It gave me respect, um, because the people that I was out there with, it's a man's world, so it gave me respect. Um, and I guess it definitely gave me the money. That's what I was there for.
Right.
And I don't know. I guess it just gave me the confidence to
So now what was some of the adversities you went through as far as getting money as a woman in quote unquote a man's world?
getting money as a woman. There was always people. It was always rumors somebody was gonna rob me. There was always the threat. And so what I would do is I would like to play the spot when everybody went to the go-go.
Okay.
And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on an all black sweatsuit. I'm gonna put on my black sweatpants. I'm gonna put on my black hoodie. And I am going to look like I'm a dude out here trying to rob people so that nobody tries to rob me. And I would come out, when everybody would go to the go-go, maybe like 12, 1, 2, and I would go back in about 5.
Right.
And I would give everybody my pager number again for the umpteenth time.
Mm-hmm.
And because the trash man is coming through and they spending. And so by 6 o'clock, 6:30, everybody's gonna have some money.
Everybody has money.
And so,
Right.
yeah, so y'all go ahead and y'all hit this pager, or y'all can wait for my mom to leave at 7 o'clock and y'all can knock on this door. Or
Okay.
one can knock on the door.
And
And so
what was some of the fears you had out there though as a girl?
I had a fear of being robbed. That's why I had on my black sweatsuit. I had a fear of being robbed. I had a fear of somebody saying, "Put them up. Give
And
me
you never got
everything you
robbed before?
got." Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you never got robbed before?
I never got robbed.
Hey yo, no bullshit. It's like when a girl out there hustling, you be like, I should rob her. Like you say to yourself, like, I should rob her. Like, what the
I'm
fuck she doing
telling
out
you,
here?
and so I know that's how everybody felt, and that's how a lot of people felt. The thing was, the one thing that saved me is it was cousins that hustled on my block, and I lived on the block. You know what I'm saying? So that
Okay.
saved me. Actually living on the block, I feel
Uh-huh.
like saved me, and being an attractive female because
Okay.
they like, dag, I don't have a chance to push up on her if I rob her.
So now, so when you went to jail for the fight situation, that was your first time in handcuffs?
Yes.
How did that feel to you?
Um, it felt crazy. I feel like it made me mad, you know. It felt crazy, like,
When you heard that door click click, when you heard that shit lock and slam, and that silence that's loud, you know you hear that like you
yeah.
hear. What was your thoughts like? Because you knew you had to deal with it because that was a assault charge, correct?
Hmm.
So what was that first night like in there?
It was just cold. All I wanted to do was like put my head and my arms inside of my shirt and go to sleep. I didn't want to touch anything. I didn't want anybody's dry bodily fluids that was on the walls and everything. I didn't want to touch anything. It felt like I had been banished to the dirtiest place on earth.
Describe that to me.
It's a open cell with benches on the wall.
Wait, is this the
That's
bullpen?
holding.
This
That's
the
holding.
bullpen.
When I first
Okay,
get to holding, yeah.
okay.
And
Tell me about
there's
Holden.
yeah, yeah, there's all types of bodily fluids dried up on the wall. You can clearly see boogers. You can clearly see feces. You can clearly see blood dried on the walls. And I'm just like, I don't want to touch anything in here. So I just wanted to really put my head down in my jacket and take my arms out and just go to sleep till they call my name.
Mm. I could see that bullpen right now is hella,
Mm,
and it'd be like you outside, you see this building, and it's like when you walk in, it's like the lights is off, and this is the most condemned, nastiest place in the
yes.
world. It's like this is
Mhm.
the nastiest place. Mice.
Everybody's name was written in there. Now that I'm older and more spiritual, I understand. Why would you write your name and
So when you
intentionally
first,
leave your energy here?
so when you first got in there, how long did it take you to eat
Oh man.
that cold ass bologna sandwich with the ice
Mm.
chips on it?
Ooh. Ah.
Did you eat that first meal?
I don't know if I ate. I don't even know if I ate. I don't even know if I ate. Cause I
What
was
you
just like,
like
y'all need to
you?
pay my bond. I don't know how long I was in there. 24 hours, 48 hours, 12
Oh, so
hours.
you
I don't
ate
even
some food.
remember.
You ate some food.
I don't think I
You ate
did,
some
sir.
food. 40.
I don't think I did, sir. I don't think I did. My mother's an excellent cook. I don't think I did. You
Oh
know,
shit.
I don't think I did. I don't think life was that hard at that time. I don't think I did.
So did you actually see the food and it was like, nah, I'm cool, or you was like, I ain't even looking at it?
Probably I feel like I didn't look at it because somebody like, can I have my tray? If they give it to you, I ain't gonna come down there and get it for you. Like if they give it to you, you can have it. They be like, can I have her tray? I can come to the door and say, yep, you can give her my tray, but
It's
I
we've
ain't
been
gonna walk down there and get the slop to hand it to you.
we
No,
got
I'm
this
traumatized.
we got this juice in the county jail that stains the floor. There's nothing you could do to get this.
Yeah,
Hudson
yeah.
County Jail, we have a juice that stains the ground. You cannot get it up. You can't bleach it. Pneumonia, pine sol, nothing gets it up. It's in the floor at all times. So imagine what it's doing to your
The
motherfucking
insides.
to your
Yeah, I don't
insides,
want
right?
none. I don't want nothing. I don't want none of that juice. I don't want anything out of that brown container with them handles on it because I don't know who's in charge of cleaning that. The
Exactly.
officers in here don't like me, so I cannot imagine them cleaning this thing well. I cannot imagine the other inmates cleaning it well unless they worked at McDonald's and they have a heart. So I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. I can't drink it.
So looking back at it, right, when you first got out there, were there like warning signs that shit was coming to a halt, or do you feel like you could have, like, there was some telltale signs that you could have felt like you could have went a different direction, you wouldn't have got jammed up, or shit just happened and you ain't know, like, you had no idea that this was going on, that this investigation was going on?
There was no investigation going on. They got me on one charge, one time. And it was really a technicality because they said they didn't even know that I was out there operating like I was operating.
Mm.
And as soon as I walked in holding, somebody said, "That's Johnny Walker's daughter. How did they get her? You don't know if she coming in 3 minutes, 3 days, or 3 hours. They don't know when she coming. How did they catch this girl? But they definitely called me. Somebody set me up. And to answer your question, um, immediately there were signs. There were signs. I was actually at the bar the night before. I caught my case probably around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening.
Okay.
And the night before, I was at the bar. And at 12 o'clock, I guess the checks hit. It was May 1st.
Okay.
My phone went off. Somebody texted me or something. And I'm like, because I catch my case in 08. And my phone goes off. It's somebody, I don't know how much they got, 200, 500. And I say, let the games begin. And when I say it, I had the eeriest feeling I ever felt in my soul in life to this date.
So you had some type of feeling. So you knew something was up.
At midnight. And they wasn't even on me at midnight. They wasn't even on me at midnight. They didn't learn of me till 7 o'clock the next morning. This was the night before. I was at the bar. Midnight struck. Somebody hit my phone. I looked down. I said, let the games begin. And when I said it, I didn't feel the happy, jovial feeling that I usually feel when I say
Right.
something like that.
Right.
It felt like it
So they
was.
so they so they kicked your door in. They caught you outside.
They caught me outside. Actually, somebody that I knew brought someone to me, and they were undercover, and I didn't know that they was undercover.
Of
So I
course.
rolled out. I pulled back up. I got I got in my bra, and I pull it out. Well, no, they pull it out, and I was under arrest.
Jesus Christ. The bullshit. And this was federal crime or DC jail?
Yeah, this was
Because
actually in West Virginia. I caught my charge in West Virginia because I moved back. I moved back to West Virginia, and so yeah, I caught my charge in West Virginia.
that was one of the most racist towns I ever came through in my life.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
on my way to Kentucky, to Lexington, Kentucky, and we stopped and got some gas, and that was like the wrong stop. It felt like it was just like hella people. There was yeah, it was real in there for the little 10 minutes that we was in there getting some gas, getting some stuff.
Hmm.
It was real. It was very tense in there. Okay, so you catch this case. You catch this case. They take you in. When do you realize that shit is real?
When do I realize it's real? When they tell me that I'm facing a mandatory minimum of 10 years. Mandatory, mandatory,
Mandatory.
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 I don't like the sound of that. Mandatory. So yeah.
So now, from the time of arrest, county time to sentencing, what was the time frame from county time to sentencing? Well, from date of arrest to
Mm,
sentencing.
I was sentenced in October. I caught my case May 1st. I was sentenced in October. I was on federal ground. I was at Alderson Federal Prison Camp the day before Thanksgiving.
So May to. All right, so that wasn't long either. Can we
That's because
please wish
I was on
Kierman
my
happy birthday? Happy birthday, Kierman. Whoever
that's
that is. Once
that's
again,
happy
everybody, welcome to the
birthday.
platform, man. Welcome to the platform. Like, subscribe, comment. Here we
Yeah,
are.
that's
Four o'clock.
because
Yes.
I did have a paid lawyer.
Okay.
Somebody just asked, and that's because I didn't have anyone else on my case. I was on my case by myself. There was no
So the
conspiracy.
person, the
There was no
person that,
snitches, and
so
so
the person that brought the person to you, they wasn't involved in that.
no, they were working for them. So they were like, you know what I'm saying? They was working for the police. So all they had was a police officer that was going to testify, saying that the amount I had was not a user's amount; it was a seller's amount. That's
Okay.
all they had on me.
So you walk into the jail your first day. You don't know none of these girls, or you was familiar with some of the girls in there.
I didn't know any of them. And I saw one lady and she was leaving, and I saw her from the county from
Okay.
when I was young, 10 years prior when I was 19 and went to the county. I think her name was Cookie, and she was leaving Alderson. It was probably like
Mhm.
my third or fourth day I saw her because I told you it was 1,200 women.
Okay.
And so when Cookie was leaving, I saw her. I didn't get a chance to ever say anything to her, but she left. But after that, people came to that.
Okay. Now you. Somebody just asked, "Do you think it was a waste?" They talking about the pay lawyer. Do you think it was a waste of money, or you think it would have saved if you had gotten a county lawyer? Now,
I do think it was a waste of money.
because you still got 10 years, and your mandatory minimum was 10 years,
Yeah, yeah, it's a waste of money. And no matter how much you pay, I've had bunkies that paid 200,000-300,000 for their lawyers,
and
and
still
they were
got.
still sitting in there looking at me.
I mean, because you got to
Three
understand
hundred
something.
thousand dollars
I tell people this
for
all the time, right?
they could have used that money to rebuild their life once they came home.
When I caught my case, and I'm thinking typical young boy, I got some money, man. I'm gonna get a paid lawyer. I'm gonna get a paid lawyer. I ain't tripping. I had two paid lawyers come to see me. The last one was Russell Bowles. He said, "Listen, bro, I'm keeping it 100 with you. I'm not gonna take your money." He said, "Look, bro, these county lawyers, these regular lawyers, they're friends with these dudes. Like they work with them. You got to do your guideline first. You got to sit down
Right,
with this PSI. You don't know what type of time you're looking at until you get that PSI done.
right.
So when niggas go in the door and start snitching off break, you don't even know what you're looking at yet.
Right.
They just telling you a bunch of bullshit. They trying to get you to flip. They trying. You got niggas. I don't know how it is in the female jail, but we had niggas in the county jail coming in our cell trying to get information, working for them.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? And my case was huge. I was on the news every day from the day I caught my case till I got sentenced. My
Mm.
case was huge. Every day it was something else with somebody coming at me or trying to get information from me and shit like that. That was a very scary time. What was that county time for you like?
The county time, I just couldn't believe that I was leaving my three small children for 10 years. Like I couldn't believe it. I knew 10 years looked like what it was, but I was just hoping against hope that something would change that
And
because
how old were the kids
10, 9, and 7.
at that time? 10, 9, and 7.
Yes.
Okay. Now you signed for 10 years. You took that.
Right.
So you damn. How you felt signing a piece of paper saying I take 10 years?
Um, I don't know. It's something I still had to I grapple with, and I had to forgive myself for over and over, because like I ain't about that life. You gotta make this happen. You gotta prove this. You gotta
And
do your
you
due diligence.
and you like, yo, I didn't even because this was before the crack law, correct?
Yes.
So this was when it was what 10 to 1?
Nah, 100 to 1.
100 to 1.
Hundred
So
to one.
1 gram of crack is equivalent to 100 grams of cocaine. That was the law.
Right.
So if you
Yes.
had 10 grams of crack,
Mhm.
you had
Mhm.
a brick.
Mhm.
10 grams.
Right.
10 grams
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this much.
Mhm.
Okay? Not
What
even
is
a
it? 5
handful.
to 49 or something triggered like a 5-year mandatory
Now wait a
minimum.
minute. Now you didn't even have a record.
Right. No record. I had the assault, but I had no other drug
You
charges
was category one, level three. How was 10 your first offer?
because it was mandatory minimum. That mandatory. That mandatory minimum. My weight, my drug weight triggered it. 50 to 150 grams of cocaine base. So my drug weight triggered the mandatory minimum, not my background, not my character, not anything else, but my drug weight.
Shit. What was it? What was that phone call or that visit like when you had to tell your kids what you was about to do?
Um, it was a phone call because I was in the county. Um, you know, and that day, that night, I had to talk to them, and I just had to tell them that I had 10 years.
So what hurt more, the sentence itself, or thinking about the people you had to leave behind?
Thinking about my kids for sure. Thinking about my kids for sure.
Now, are you the type of person who tries to let me just block it out, no contact, I'll deal with it when I deal with it, or you want to stay in tune day for day, month for month during that time?
Yeah, I'm somewhere in between because I didn't want to totally block it out, but there were things that I had to block out.
Okay.
My sister had custody of my children, and she would say, "Oh, they act so bad, you can't talk to them." I would have to really catch her on a good day to even be able to talk to them. So sometimes it was months that I didn't talk to them, and I would have to block that out because I was at Alderson with no fence. I could have walked off.
Right. Right.
Another thing I got to forgive myself for staying.
Sheesh. I heard them camps got no fences, no fence.
Had to forgive myself for staying. What am I doing here? This is psychosis at its
Sheesh.
best.
Which one of your kids you think took it worse?
My oldest. My oldest.
This is your daughter,
Yes.
your daughter, the oldest, and this is the one that's currently locked up right now.
Yes.
Federal time.
Yes.
So let's go back to sentencing there. Sentencing there. When you realize that you really getting 120 months, right? Because they say it to you in months.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When he asked you to have something to say, did you say anything?
Yeah, I just apologized to the court. I apologized to my family. And I don't remember what else I said, but yeah, I definitely said some things.
Okay. Your family was there when you got sentenced.
Yes.
Okay. And was you able to like get a last minute hug with them, or you had to go straight out?
Um, I think I could hug them, but I don't remember. It was like a blur. After somebody tell you you got 10 years, you don't even hear nothing else. I think my ears fell off the side of my head that day. I don't know where I found them at because
Right. So now, I remember in previous conversation you told me your daughter got sentenced by the same judge that sentenced you.
right.
She got the high range of her guidelines.
She got downward variance.
Okay. So now you think that was her following your example, or that was her on her own doing what she was doing?
No, I definitely feel like it was her following my example. 100%. You know.
Okay. Similar charges.
It was a drug charge.
Okay. And she went in how long ago?
2 years.
2 years ago. So now, when you look at it in retrospect, and your son, he's incarcerated too.
Yeah, he's incarcerated too.
The
He's
second,
in,
the
yeah,
second
he's
chapter.
in, yes, he's in Colorado in a state
He
facility.
in the same facility. That's in Colorado. So now, when you speak on breaking barriers, changing lives, changing legacies, if you could have done it all over again, how would you have done it?
If I could have done it all over again, when my first mind said stop, I would have stopped.
Right.
You know, um, when my first mind said, "Okay, this is enough," I would have
How
listened.
long of a run? How long of a run did you have?
About 10 years,
Okay, you said it for a minute.
and so I definitely feel like in those years, a lot of positive things came from it. But then in the end, like all the negativity came at once with a 10-year sentence. Like, yeah, you may have thought you got away with this. You may have thought
Hmm.
you got away with that. And you may have thought you
Hmm.
got away with the third. But here you go. Everything will be compounded with interest,
Okay.
So
So for somebody that never been to the feds, what was the first thing that hit you when you walked on that federal compound?
um none of this is familiar. I don't sleep in a little bed like this. I don't put my clothes in a locker or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't stay in a 6 by 6 room. I don't eat food that looks like this. No one tells me when to wake up at home. The only thing that was really familiar was the chips on commissary. That's the only thing that was
Right.
familiar. Hey, I know
Right.
about the slaves, but other than that, I don't know about none of this. So nothing was familiar.
So what was the hardest? So like, what was the hardest thing for you to adjust to?
Knowing that I disappointed my kids.
But you can't let that affect your day to day walk in there, though.
Right, for sure. I couldn't let it affect my day to day. I couldn't, because I missed 9 birthdays, 9 Christmases, 9 Thanksgivings. And if I added up for all 3 kids, because it's a separate experience for each one, that's 27 things right there. And that's just birthdays. But if I add on
Right.
the Christmases and the Thanksgivings and the Easters and the first day of school and the last day of school and the cheerleading competitions and the other things that they wanted to do but just didn't get to do because they didn't want to go without their mom.
Right. Damn. So did you ever have a night where you just broke down and just questioned everything? Like, what the fuck?
No,
Like, no. You was able to
I
hold
might
it
have
together.
cried 3 times in 10 years.
Okay.
I'm really not a crier. I'm really okay, this is the issue. Now how can we fix it? Like let's walk towards the
Right,
solution.
right, right, right. Okay. That's what's up. I mean, listen, everybody deal with shit different. You know what I'm saying? So what did prison teach you about like loyalty and like trust and relationships and shit like that?
One thing I learned is that you don't know anybody until they go home. If they reach back and holler at you and how that goes, then you know a person. You could
Right.
have been behind, you could have been on the yard with them for 10 years. You don't know them till they go
You
home.
don't know until they go home.
You don't know them till
Some
they go home.
motherfuckers don't. Some motherfuckers don't keep in tune at all.
Yeah,
I
some
mean,
people drop off the face of the earth.
some niggas
Like
hit you the
so.
first day they out there. I hit my guys my first day out.
Mm-hmm.
I sent 10 niggas $100 a fucking piece when I left.
Yeah, but
Pictures in the
that's what my
mail.
homegirl did. She sent me, it was probably like, I don't know if it's her third or 13th day because I know I had a three in it. She sent me $100. I said, oh yeah, this a real one. This a
Yeah,
real one. She
I
home
sent that
and
ASAP.
when
I
she
sent
touched
that.
down, she sent a little, something back. So, that's a real one.
I sent that ASAP. Yeah. Okay. So, did you ever forgive yourself for the choices that led you there?
Yeah, I feel like I have. I feel like I have now. And that's why I can confidently be the woman who I am and approach men, women, and justice impacted children um, with confidence and let them know that just because they've been something, they don't always have to be that thing.
Hmm.
And if you really decide and make up your mind to be something different, it is easy because the universe will conspire with you to bring what you want to fruition.
Right. Was you able to connect with somebody in the feds like that, like somebody that you was able to bond with your entire time there?
Man, I connected with so many great women. Like I connected, yeah, man.
You,
That's where all the good people was in the feds. You heard me. That's where they was. I was on the street looking around. I got to the feds. That's where they was at. The good ones was in the feds. Somebody told on them. Somebody set them up.
yeah. So now it's crazy because you don't think girls go through that. You don't think girls is in there for niggas setting them up and telling on them and shit like that. Like, how did that change your perspective on men on how they treated the women when they was locked up?
Um, it shows you a different side because a lot of women like I don't like two women I know husband stayed with them.
Mm,
Out of 1,200, I know two women who husband stayed with them.
damn, it's crazy. Damn,
They was getting
two,
ghosts. They was putting on their running shoes. You heard me? They was
two,
out of there. Out of
damn,
there, out of
two,
there.
two niggas. Damn, two. So what was some of the some of the craziest shit you seen while you was locked up in there?
I don't feel like I saw anything crazy, to be
Nothing
honest.
crazy. Nothing crazy.
I don't feel like I saw anything crazy.
'Cause everything was kind of peaceful there.
Yep, I saw on a West Virginia mountain, I saw two black girls go with a white girl. That was the craziest thing I seen.
How far was the jail from where your people from where your people's
Two
from?
hours, about hour 45 minutes, 2 hours.
Okay, okay. So that was kind of that was you wasn't on the other side of the world. That was cool.
Right, right. I was
That
really
was
close.
cool. So if you could sit down with your younger self before the streets, what would you say to her?
If I could sit down with my younger self before the streets, I would definitely tell her life isn't fair, but it all evens out in the end. You know, we all gonna go through ups and downs, but in the end, it's gonna even out.
Right,
It's your life. You gotta figure it out.
right. I could dig that. Um, do you think people misunderstood you coming up?
I think people still misunderstand me to this day. I'm one of those people that's easily misunderstood.
Okay. Coming home, what was like? What was that job search like?
Coming home, I was in West Virginia, so I already knew not to apply for a job that I really wanted because there's a lot of
Okay.
stigma. There's stigma everywhere, but there are a lot of opportunities in DC. There are a lot of opportunities in
Yeah,
Maryland.
it is. Yeah, it
There's a
is.
lot of opportunities in the DMV.
Yeah, it is.
West Virginia isn't the same.
Right,
It's years and years behind, and so the opportunities are as plentiful. And there's only a few good jobs, so you don't want to apply for one when you have to call the halfway house as soon as you get to work.
right, right,
Because you
right,
don't want
right.
that stigma attached to you. You don't want that embarrassment. People are going to feel a way. I was actually on a call the other day with the organization I was working for, and someone said, "What is a returning citizen?" And in DC, if you had not heard that term, and it's not only that the person didn't know the term, it was the way they asked.
Right,
Um, it was just no cultural competency. It was just no couth. It was just um, she was like, well, like, what's that? Like, you know what I'm saying? And not knowing what it is, you could have said, well, I'm unfamiliar with that. Can somebody explain it to me? And they didn't say it like that.
right,
They said it in, you know, if I could have taken offense. The girl actually apologized and said, if you took offense, I did, because offense is to be taken. It can't be given. And so I
right,
didn't take offense to it, but it made me feel misaligned. I was already feeling misaligned, and that was just like
right,
the icing on the cake for me to say, okay, this is not a place where I belong. Let me get
right,
to my tribe. that
Right.
fills my vibe.
Right. So once you got to DC, finding the gig was pretty smooth for you.
Yes.
Okay. That's what's up. Like, cause I know DC got a lot of government jobs, and they have no problem like hiring. I mean, from everybody
Yeah,
who I know.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of returning citizens
Yeah.
within the DC government.
So, do you believe prison rehabilitates people or just punishes them?
I believe prison does not rehabilitate one person. I don't believe prison has rehabilitated one person. I believe you rehabilitate yourself, because if you do it right and you focus on yourself, your God is going to talk to you and tell you what it takes to be the person that you want to be. You're going to have the books, you're going to have the people around you, you're going to have, because in federal prison, there's everybody. There's lawyers, there's judges, there's doctors, there's every person there. And so there are Pilates instructors, yoga instructors, weight management, chiropractors. Everyone is in federal prison. They they, like what I used to say is, they sold something or they stole something. And so there's women that know how to do everything in prison. And if you be quiet, they will teach you. And so I learned so much.
It gives you a chance to appreciate people from other states. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you were people from all over the place, all walks of life. You know what I mean? Versus, like I said, being inside the state prison where it's only just people from your surrounding area.
Right.
It gives you opportunity to be around people from a global aspect, and it'll actually fuck you up because a lot of people think there's not a lot of white people in jail or Chinese or Indian.
Right. Right.
They
And
in the,
it's
they in the fucking they
they
deep.
in there,
There's a
baby.
bunch
They
of
in
them.
there.
It's a bunch of them in there. Who was the
And
most?
one of the things that me and one of my closest friends used to say is, she hot where she from. Like, everybody's hot where they from. Don't come in the feds acting like you better than this one or better than that one. We all in here because we the hot ones where we from.
I tell everybody that all the time.
Yeah, we hot where we from. She hot where she from too. Don't
Just
disrespect
because
that
just
girl.
because he got Shirley Temples
Yes,
down
there's
in the shag,
something else going on in their
right?
world, but they hot where they from. You know what I'm saying? They hot where they from.
So one question is, did you lose any loved ones while you was down?
I lost three grandparents. I lost my great grandmother. Yeah, I didn't lose anyone like in my immediate family, but I did lose two grandparents.
Mhm.
My stepdad's mother and father passed while I was incarcerated. My mother's father passed while I was incarcerated, and so did my great grandmother.
And how was you able to? What was your way of dealing and grieving while you was in there?
By that time, I really wasn't grieving anything. I was sad that they was gone. I definitely would spend some nights talking to their spirits and things like that. And but by that time I went through so much, missing my kids, that's the only thing I was grieving,
Right.
was my children.
That
I
overall.
didn't have any grief for anything or anybody else.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Understood. The second question was, who was the most influential person or experience that you felt while you was in it, while you was in there? So like
Oh man.
somebody who might have had 1,000 years or something like that. Like what other person's story that you was like, oh shit, like damn, like, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I mean, like what was some wild shit that you heard on some.
Okay, it's two people that influenced me greatly. What is this? There's countless people that influenced me greatly. If
Okay.
you really want me to get into it,
Okay.
countless, but two, because I can't give it to one. I'm gonna have to say two.
Okay.
One will be Aisha Hall. I think she's the real Aisha Hall on Instagram.
Okay.
The way she was taught to think inspired me, and she gave me books about things that I would not have read if I did not meet her. And so it really expanded me spiritually.
Okay.
And a lot of gratitude to her. And also Shauna Berry Scott.
Okay.
She was on the first list of the women who were pardoned, or the the federal inmates who were pardoned by Obama. So she was on that first list, and she was pardoned, and she had 20 years. She's also one that I seen that husband stay with her, one of the two.
Okay.
And so Shauna Berry Scott, I believe she's out of Youngstown, Ohio. She was a letter writing sister. Letter writing system. When I tell y'all those letters work because a lot of the people who were getting the clemencies were the people who was writing. What I noticed, people could say, "Oh, they was lucky. Oh, they put their name out of a hat. Oh, they filled this application." They've been writing they congressmen for years, so when that name came up, somebody knew it. So never be afraid to write your congressman. Never be afraid to write a letter. Never be afraid to reach out to that organization. You got time when you in there.
Right.
Write them every day because the
Right.
people that I saw that was getting released was the writers.
What's the writers? Right.
I'm just gonna be honest about it. It was the
Right.
writers.
Right. Um, how do y'all handle women that snitched or hurt kids and stuff like that? How do y'all treat them in it?
I do not remember a lot of kid hurting where,
Okay.
where I was at. Um, it was I don't remember hearing too much about it.
Okay.
And because the thing is, what's going to have to happen is you're going to have to be a national case, and we'll see you on the news before you walk up the hill, or somebody from your town's going to have to come and tell everybody.
So
And so,
now, do so now do y'all have cars in the female feds like
yeah, it's cars
Jersey?
and cars
Jersey?
and golf carts.
No, no, not transport. Talking about like
Oh no, 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 no,
no
no,
cars, no
no,
Jersey,
no,
Philly,
no,
New York,
no
DC,
cars,
Cali.
no cars, no, no.
What?
Not at camp. We didn't have no, no.
So y'all just free falling.
Yes, we just everybody's doing every woman for themselves.
So you didn't team up with the other girls from Jersey and all that?
I'm not from Jersey, and no,
No, no, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? No, but I'm saying like y'all ain't have like because
no,
we had like
we did
Jersey
not have
take me to
cars. We
eat.
did not have cars.
Wow.
Nobody was telling us what to do. Like
Okay.
nobody was telling
Okay.
us what to do. Hey, you should move this way. You should move that way.
That's I guess the higher you go up in custody, you probably get a little bit more shit.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right.
and so where
Okay.
we was, there were no cars. No, no gang violence. It was hardly any fights. The most of the people that fought were in a relationship.
So you see a lot of um what's like how's the female relationships in there?
They
Like
said just motorcycles. No cars, just motorcycles.
just
That's
motorcycles, everybody by
funny.
themselves. So it seems like the most problems that happen on the female yard is like domestic stuff between women.
At a
Like
camp, I can only speak for camp because that's where I
right.
was.
Now you ever seen like somebody get like pressed out in there? Like she was cool when she came in, now she's somebody different.
I've seen girly girls turn into studs,
Mm,
but nobody got pressed out. It was
mm.
decisions that they were making because commissary is necessary, and they called it gay for the stay.
Gay for the stay. Gay for the stay.
But me, I
That's
respect
not-
how everybody does time because time is hard. And I don't care if you want to do it reading your Bible. I don't care if you want to do it pressed up against another woman. I don't care if you want to run this track. I don't care if you want to do it in the church. Time is hard. You never know what a person is facing on the outside. You don't know what's happening to their kids. You don't know what's happening to their parents. You don't know if they even know where their loved ones
right,
are even located.
right.
Because so however people do their time, that's how they do.
So how did Tamika do her time? What was your day-to-day stuff?
I worked out. I became a certified personal trainer, and I also got my cosmetology license. And so this is from my shop, So
Okay, okay. And you
so
got that while you was in there?
I did not get this while I was in there, but I got
No,
my
no,
license.
no,
Yes,
no.
yes, yes.
You
I
got
got
when
my
you was in there.
license
Okay, that's
and
what's
my
up.
certified personal trainer, my personal trainer certification, my cosmetology license.
That's what's
Yeah, I
up.
took a couple classes.
That's what's up. And this is outside people coming in to teach
For what?
for the certifications.
For the certifications, it was self study.
Okay.
They bought the books, and I had to pay $200 to take the test for the uh personal trainer.
Right.
And for cosmetology, I think all I had to pay for was a $25 student license.
Nice. Nice. That's
And
what's
then
up.
they paid for everything
What's up?
else.
So what was you eating in there? Y'all was cooking a lot, or the food in there was decent?
I was the cupcake boss. I was the microwave cake boss because it was a show on TV called Cake Boss. They used to call me Cake Boss.
Okay. Okay.
And I got a recipe from a lady who had a 20-year sentence who had did 17 years from Baltimore. Named Miss Abdullah.
Okay.
She passed down the recipe. It was a long, hard choice to who she was gonna give it to. She ended up giving it to me.
Okay.
But my bunkie was not gonna let her, Sherry, she was not gonna let her give it to anybody else. She was gonna make sure I had that recipe. And I went on to make great cakes, stacked way up. I made a castle cake for myself. I just made a bunch of different squares and circles and stacked them
What's
up.
the recipe
Oh, for the cake.
for the cake? What's the recipe?
Oh yeah, I think I think I'm gonna do it on my YouTube and show everybody exactly how it's done because it's
Because
tedious, but
we make microwave miracles in there. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. And
Microwave.
so the recipe was chocolate chip cookies, Oreo cookies, a little mayonnaise, a little sugar, two puddings, maybe three puddings, and a pudding cup of water. Let it sit overnight. Stir it in the morning.
Okay.
Add it in your molds and microwave.
Microwave for how long?
About 30 seconds, depending on
Mm,
how big they are.
mm,
None should be, you should have to microwave nothing more than like 2 minutes because then it would get hard in spots or something. It was the
right.
fluffiest cake ever.
Okay. Y'all was making hooch in there and shit.
I was not.
Was you drinking hooch?
I have had no hooch my entire prison career. Zero hooch.
Man, listen, we used to Red used to make he's oh man, Red is a beast with that motherfucking hooch. You hear me? He is a
He
beast.
seemed like the type.
He is what? He make the fuck out some hooch with beats. He put beats in that motherfucker. Had you fucked up, man.
Mm-hmm.
That she's that was fucked up. And then in Leavenworth, the K2 hit the yard, and
Mm-hmm.
that had niggas in there tweaking.
Mm. When I got to the halfway house, I don't know if any K2 on the yard, but when I got to the halfway house in 2016, they was definitely smoking K2 in the bathroom.
That shit ain't no good.
Yeah,
That shit ain't no good. That
I
shit
don't
ain't
want
no
that.
good. That shit ain't no good. That shit ain't no good at
I
all.
do not want any.
Nah, ain't nothing good about that shit. None. That shit is no bueno. You had dudes. I was playing I was playing cards with one guy. He like, man, my head hurt. He like, shit. I said, bro, he said, yeah, right here it hurt. Shit, yo, my head hurt. He thought his head was out to here.
Mm.
Like weird shit.
Mm.
Weird shit. That K2 had the yard of Leavenworth twisted. Right.
Right.
So what was the like on the female yards, what was that emotion like for the moments? Because everybody's in there more so emotional. So what was those moments like when you saw another young lady crying or going through something? Was it more so I'm not getting involved with that, I'm minding my business, or it was really like a nurturing environment where everybody was trying to help each other out?
It was an extremely nurturing environment for things that were going on. But if you just was like playing on people's feelings, then we realized that quickly and oh girl, get on. But it was a very nurturing environment and we really just reinvented the family unit. There were some women in there that was the granddad, some women that was the grandma, some women that was the sister, some women that was the auntie, some women that was the mother, some women that was the kids.
Right,
And like your auntie could be like younger than you.
right, right. So now let me ask you this.
your prison auntie, your prison mother, your prison sister.
Your daughter got locked up how many years after you being home?
My daughter was sentenced by the same judge as me 16 years later.
16 years later. Um, how do you process that? And what is the relationship between you and your daughter now?
I'm still processing that um, because I was not parented, although both my parents are alive, I was not parented through my incarceration. That my parents would not write me letters, seeing how I felt, emailing me, talking to me, seeing how I was doing, nothing. And so I had to parent my children through a situation that I wasn't parented through. And my daughter's like, well, she definitely feels like she doesn't get what my son gets or gets the best communication. But my daughter was actually in a prison that's 5 hours away from me. She walked off the yard and now is at a prison that is 13 hours away from me. And so I could have seen you often at the prison that is 5 hours away from me, 13 hours away from me, and I even feel guilty when I was planning to go. I just felt guilty not being able to take her daughter because my granddaughter lives 5 hours from me.
Right,
And
right,
so
right,
I'm just like, I will feel guilty going to see her without my granddaughter. And my granddaughter will probably never forgive me.
right,
Like, you
right,
went to see my mommy without me. And I don't know. It's just been hard, but I do have an organization called Lift the City Foundation, and we address generational trauma and reentry with a focus on returning citizens because the youth need someone they can trust that's been through what they've been through.
right,
Because there are a lot of great people in the world who reach out to the youth, but the youth cannot understand them. They don't live their lifestyle. They feel like they don't understand.
right,
How am I going to tell you if you're coming to me? Like, people mean well, but they'll come into some of these disenfranchised neighborhoods and they'll say, with these vulnerable children, I'm rich. I I do this, I do that, and me and my husband this, and me and my husband that. And how is that person going to tell you, hey, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Can I get a $10 cash app? They feel like you're so high and mighty once you place yourself up here. How am I going to really tell you my real issues if I feel like my real issues are way down here? So you have to be relatable. And people don't really understand that sometimes working with these vulnerable populations.
right. And what's your motivation to be a part of this? Or this you're the founder and the CEO, or you?
Yes.
So what was your motivation in starting that program?
I was motivated because of my own family. Every one of my friends that I talked to almost had issues with their children. Parenting post incarceration is very difficult. And so everyone was having issues with their children. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to write programs. I'm going to talk to everyone I know, see what's helped them, see what's helped their child to relate to them, see what's helped them to relate to their child. And I am going to write programs around healthy communication and trauma informed care so that families can reunite and so we can preserve the family unit. And so that's what I'm doing every day.
And what's the services that's offered by this program?
A family reunification program,
Yeah,
and we have an emerging adult program for 18 to 25-year-old males and females that we're trying to get funded now. And it is for emerging adults who have been incarcerated that are parents, that's parents have been incarcerated. Because if your parent was incarcerated through a large part of your life, you missed a lot of that rearing. There's certain things you won't know or understand. And
right,
sometimes, the majority of times, it's embarrassing to say, hey, my parents was locked up the majority of my life, or I didn't have a dad and my mom was locked up the majority of my life. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. They don't want to be made fun of. They don't want to, so it's hard to put it out there like, hey, you know, I missed this part. Can somebody help me? and so they just withdraw. They withdraw from the world.
Right.
They withdraw from everyday activities, and having a parental incarceration, these children, they suffer from more mental health conditions. They
Right.
suffer from homelessness. It's just a lot of different things that can affect a child
So
whose parent was incarcerated.
let's backpedal for a second. When you say you weren't parented your whole time of incarceration, right?
Hmm.
Now, what you think that was about?
I
That was
wasn't
like tough.
parented.
Was that like was that like a tough love situation, like or
No, it's just that my dad, he wasn't a very hands-on parent. So he just, if I'm right there in his face and I call him, "Hey dad, can you do this? Hey dad, can you do that?" "Oh yeah, honey, right quick, right here, yeah, 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 yeah." But out of sight, out of mind. And my mom, I don't know why, because she was 2 hours away from me, and maybe she couldn't see me like that.
right,
Maybe she blamed herself. Maybe,
right,
who knows?
right, right, right? Because there is a moment when parents. I know my father. He felt that a couple times. Like I ain't want to see you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He came. I think he came twice. My father was he was paralytic, so it was a little hard for him to move around. But the one time he came twice, and that might have been one of the most painful things in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because he goes one way, I got to go the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got to
Mm-hmm.
go back in here and go. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not being able to. You feel visits are cool, but
Yeah.
sometimes you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's
They take a piece of you when they leave.
right, right. You know what I mean? And I was watching an interview that Remy Ma had did, and she was like, when she was with Papoose, he used to come see her every day, and she was like, "Yo, like, I used to tell him, like, yo, you don't come up here every day. Like, I'm cool." And people like, "Why not come see him every day?" And I'm like, "Yo, you don't understand how that fucks with
Mm-hmm.
it,
Right.
how that fucks with us." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we seeing you, but bro, like, I'm fucked up after this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta go back in here and now my whole day fucked up for real because I'm missing you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's with any family member that comes. So
Right.
I understand where she said that at and why some people disconnect. Look, I gotta come here and do
I
this. I
understand
can't worry
too.
about I can't worry about everybody out there. I gotta come here
And
and do
now, having children incarcerated, I understand why some people don't pick up the phone. It's a heaviness
mm,
in
mm,
them jail calls. It's a heaviness, especially serving 10 years. I know what prison feels like.
man, man. Yeah. So you didn't so did you have a guy that you was dealing with that was holding you down?
I did not, I actually had just started dating someone when I was charged. And so I was like, yeah, go on about your way,
Okay.
because I'm about to get 10 years and, we just met. Have
Right.
fun. Let's
Yeah.
not even pretend. Let's not even
So
pretend like this is a thing.
do women get the reach outs like men hitting you up, yo, what's up, Slim? How you doing? I'm trying to come see you. I'm trying to you know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
was 29 when I was charged. And so men from my past reached out. Um and then there's also websites like Prison Princess, Write a Prisoner. You can get you a good old pen pal. And sometimes they send that good old change through.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. Spades games, dominoes games, what?
all of it. Playing cards for candy. Got a duffel bag full of candy. They playing cards for candy.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Pastimes. Pastimes. You ever went to solitary confinement? You ever went to the hole?
Never.
Never went to the hole. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So you ain't losing none of your good time or nothing.
I did at the end when I went to the county from the halfway house. I lost it. I lost 0 days my entire bid. When I went to the county, I lost 45 good days.
How you do that?
When I actually went to my son's court date,
Uh
and
huh.
while I'm at my son's court date, my sister's like, "We're going to go see Nana and Papa after this," and they live in a different state. And so, but yeah, I saw my grandfather, and I wouldn't have had a chance to see him had I not seen him that time. So,
Hey,
you know,
listen,
it's
had to go,
yeah. So,
had to go, had to go, had to go. So now, um, coming home now, you in these programs, you got these programs going. How do you feel about jail now?
I feel the same. Oh, excuse me. I feel the same way as I always felt. Like, half the people don't belong there. Like it's unnecessary. Um, and there are a lot of different things that could be being done to rehabilitate people that are not being done.
What would you add or take away from jail to add some type of rehabilitation, some type of shaping before you come home?
What I would do is each compound would have its own trade. Like there will be a truck driving school. One of the prisons will be a truck driving school. If you want to drive trucks, you'll be at this prison. If you, because I saw a lot of women lose 100 pounds and gain 100 pounds. One prison will be a fat camp. If you want to lose weight, you gotta go over here to the fat camp prison because they're gonna feed y'all nothing but nutritious food. Y'all not gonna have all the shebangs and all the lays on commissary, and you're gonna get yourself together over at the fat camp prison. And yeah, it would just be different different trades for each
Right,
person.
right. I think that because we was in Cumberland, they had carpentry. Outside
Mhm.
person came in 3 times a week, um 3 hours a day. You had to get in there. You had to put your hours in. We had to build stuff, and we got accredited. Had a whole graduation ceremony with a college that was like 10 miles away,
Mhm.
and you felt good having that. You
Right,
know
one
what I'm
hundred
saying?
percent.
Learning how to read a blueprint, learn how to do carpentry. That's a trade to take home. You
Mhm.
know, and they don't offer that a lot of places. They really did defund a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's actually it's much needed. You know what I'm saying? Like you figure all they do is the GED programs and shit like that.
Mhm.
But like we was doing the mock interviews and the mock job fairs and stuff like that. We was implementing that. These
Right.
compounds never even so yo, these guys gotta know how to sit down and have a job interview. Some dudes
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
never
My
you know what I'm
interview.
saying? Never had a
Mhm.
job.
Right.
And you just
Some
send
dudes
them right
never
back
had a
out there.
tie. It's a lot of different things that you miss, especially those whose parents was incarcerated. Because being an incarcerated parent and my children's dad was also incarcerated. So I see everything that my kids missed with a fully functioning family around them with their
Right,
parents gone. And so these children who don't have fully functioning families around them, imagine what they're missing with their parents being gone. They're missing a lot more because they
right,
don't have a fully functioning family around them.
right.
My
So
children
do
missed a
you
lot with a fully functioning family around them.
so do you think going taking the child to a prison to visit a father is a good or bad thing?
Um, I would say it's a necessary but bad thing.
Ex- Explain that.
I think it's necessary because you need to keep the bond open. You
Mhm.
need to keep the bond open. And the father needs the child, and the child needs the father. So I feel like there's no way around it, and that it should be done. But I
Right.
also feel like it's a bad thing because once you introduce that child's energy to prison, is that child's energy is now introduced to prison.
The child is introduced to prison. It's
So
introduced.
I feel like that's a bad
It's introduced. I was a prison baby. My older brother
thing. Mm-hmm.
and my mother loves her boys.
Mm-hmm.
So mom was at them visits. Mom took us to them visits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now when I go in, I'm not seeing sadness. I'm not seeing loneliness. I'm not
Right.
seeing
You're
days
not
you feel
saying the
like you don't
real
want.
deal.
I don't feel like days you feel like you don't want to wake up.
You're not
Days
feeling
you
Priya.
know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling. I'm seeing I'm seeing yo, little bro, what up? I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, oh shit, yo, hey yo, what's good, little bro? Like, I'm seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing, yo, don't come in here, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Don't come in here. I ain't seeing that. I ain't seeing, yo, niggas in here with 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. They
Right.
ain't telling us that.
Mm-hmm.
Saying they not telling us none
Right.
of that. Even in the picture that you sent home in your clean sweatsuit, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? In your
Ain't feeling none of that. They
you
feel
might have
like you're
borrowed.
chilling.
Let's be clear, niggas borrowed the sneakers, you borrowed the
Mm-hmm.
shades, you did
Mm-hmm.
all that, sent the pictures home. So now I'm looking at Big Bro like he come home swole, shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's and what we do. We celebrate.
Right.
We celebrate coming home from jail.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate failure because you failed.
Mm-hmm.
You got caught. I got caught. I failed.
Mm-hmm.
My mission didn't go the way it's fucking supposed to go.
Right.
I failed. I
Right.
lost. I got caught.
Mm-hmm.
I miscalculated. I misjudged. You got caught. But
Mm-hmm.
we celebrate parties, jewelry, clothes, chains, money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm guilty. I came home to a stretched limousine waiting for me at the airport. You know what I'm saying? It was the same thing I was celebrating. I was on America's Most Wanted when I went in, and I got
Mm-hmm.
celebrated when I came home. Is that
Right.
how it was supposed to have been? Was I supposed to get celebrated? No.
Right. Right.
No.
You're supposed to be made an example. This is what not to do, kids.
But to the untrained eye,
Right.
lit.
Right. Right.
Big bro, lit. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way, even look at a lot of the rappers, right? So you got the YNs out now with their eyes on the music shit.
Right.
Every rapper that's popping did a bid first.
Mm-hmm.
Came home from jail,
Mm-hmm.
got his deal. So in the untrained psyche,
Right. They making it look high. They marketing destruction to us.
come on.
Self
What we doing?
destruction. We're headed for self destruction.
You know what I'm saying? Like now, I never got to a camp. I got to a low, but like in them pins that I came home from, them pins, Leavenworth pin, vicious atmosphere, vicious, vicious. Niggas getting stabbed, killed, flown out. You know what I'm saying? Them atmospheres, the Con Air on the plane with the duct tape on the wing, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's deep. It's deep as fuck. So like men, we do our time hard. How did you do your time? Was you you said you didn't cry a lot. But
Right.
does that not mean you was not emotional though? So how was you dealing with your emotions without crying?
I was actually meditating. I was actually just looking forward to a better day. I was actually planning. I was just doing everything to keep my mind away. I was more so compartmentalizing.
How was the medical there?
Horrible. The first time I went to medical, I had been there for 6 years. They said, "Why have you been here for 6 years and we don't know you?" Because we call this HS kill you. That's why
Oh wow.
you haven't seen me.
Oh wow.
All they was doing was removing women's uteruses in there.
What?
Yes, they was giving everybody a hysterectomy
Why?
because the concrete is going to make you bleed heavier. And so you go to HSU, you say, "Hey, I'm bleeding heavier." They give you a hysterectomy.
What?
Yeah. Henrietta Lacks, they still in them sim cells. I don't know. I don't
Hold
know.
on, wait. The concrete. What concrete?
The concrete, the floors, the sidewalks, everything in prison is concrete. The
So it makes you
walls,
so it makes your period heavier?
very yes.
Wow. Education here. I
Yeah,
have
we need to be around nature. We're women. We are soft creatures. We need to be in a more pleasant environment. We do not need to wear steel toes every day.
mm,
We need bubble baths and shit.
and right. And they'll take your uterus out.
Quick.
So come home, no more kids for you. That's it.
Right. And then the thing for me was I was seeing so many women locked up and their biological clocks are ticking. You are not going to take care of this woman for the rest of her life. She needs to go home and have her child of 3 so that when she's older, she has some type of help for a nonviolent crime in here. And you're taking all her childbearing years away. It's
Right.
disgusting.
Right. Yeah. Um.
The dentist was some shit. That's what they said on here. I thought the dentist was some shit. They are. I do not know how the doctors and the dentists get to the federal prison. I think they
I
have to
think if
get
you
them.
need like an 80 on your test, they get like 73s.
Man,
They let them
I
coming
think
in.
that they was putting wrong organs in people, and they was like, man, just send a Frankenstein to the feds. They being punished too. They did something. They on a timeout because they wasn't doctoring right.
Now she said they had no cars in there. It was just everybody doing their thing. Everybody was just
Yeah, it wasn't any
they really in
cars.
there.
It was camp status. Camp
Now,
cupcake.
yeah,
Martha
that
Stewart.
now that exists inside higher custody in
Yeah, maybe
certain
in the
jails.
FCIs or something. But
Right.
yeah, they was not doing that in Arlington Federal Prison Camp.
That's what's up. Damn. Take your organs out. Damn. Sheesh. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was something like that. Because
Hmm.
there's no such thing as a root canal in the feds. That
Right.
tooth coming out. They don't care where it's at, and you ain't getting no fake teeth.
The
You got
uterus coming
motherfuckers in
out
there
too.
with
They probably selling it overseas to a man that want to have a baby.
Lord have mercy. When they in 2011, they had a big influx of transgenders coming into the system,
Hmm.
and they like told us like, yo, if y'all bully them, y'all pick on them, it's gonna be harsh shots being given out, 100 series shots, and this, that, and third, that,
Hate
and third.
crime. Hmm.
Right. And when Trump passed that bill that all the transgenders got to go to the male prisons, how you felt like that would affect the male prisons?
Um, all transgenders have to go to the male prisons.
Yeah.
They males.
But yeah, true, they are males, but that's gonna cause so much other shit on that yard. You know what I'm saying? Like when you influx the yards like that,
Yes, I feel like they should have a transgender prison where the transgenders could go.
right? Because putting them in there with the girls, y'all gonna be at a disadvantage, and put them in there with the guys, it's gonna be a fucking free fall.
Yeah, somebody's going to get hurt.
Man. So now, what was like? How was the warden treating y'all in there? Was he rough? Was he stern to y'all? Or was it like
The one changes what every 12 to 18 months.
something like that? Yeah.
And so, yeah, our wardens was pretty good. Some of them was hands on. Some of them you ain't hear nothing. All they did was every warden just comes, takes a few little privileges away, and goes. That's all they do.
Yeah, that's all. Each one
That's
comes.
all they do.
You can't
Come,
have
take something
five
away,
sweatsuits.
and leave.
You can't have five sweatsuits.
Right.
You don't have two sweatsuits, right?
They just come and take something and leave.
Um. So now, how'd you feel the day before you came home?
The day before I came home,
That night, after you saw your clothes package, and you knew you was going home in the morning.
I just sent my daughter's clothes package 2 days ago. I
Oh, so she
actually,
on her way out.
yeah,
Nice.
2 weeks. I
Nice.
actually, it was like a quiet storm. It's like I was nervous, but I wasn't.
Y'all had cellies or
Yeah,
okay, two man or three,
yeah, too.
two, okay. They drove you to
To
the
the
bus
bus station. Yeah.
and explain that walkout.
Um, I don't know. I was cool. Another inmate drove me to the bus station,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It was cool. I was a little bit nervous. But the bus was right there. All I had to do was show 'em my ticket, get on it, and it was cool.
Was there a inmate in there that you connected with that you when you left you like was like damn like I'm actually like dumb man like somebody you was actually like bonded with?
Yes, there was a few people that I cared about that I left. One of the main ones that I really cared about that I left came home 1 week after me.
Okay.
Everybody that I was incarcerated with actually left. That I had got really, really close to actually left before me or with me. And yeah, one friend, she was in there probably 4 years after I left. I gave her the recipe for the cupcakes because it was, it was $1 million business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can really take care of yourself off the cupcakes because the women want the
Hell
sweets.
yeah. Hell yeah.
And
Now
so,
what was the money? What was the money in there?
so if I'm gonna make you a cupcake, a cake, or whatever, I'm going on Sunday night. I'm going to send you a list of what I want off the commissary for how much ever
Okay.
we discussed.
Okay.
You got a $45 cake, I'm gonna send you a $45 list. If
Okay.
you got a $1.50 cupcake, I'm gonna send you a $1.50 list.
So y'all don't deal with stamps?
We do, but yeah, I'm gonna send you a list.
So you never had to put hands on nothing in there?
I had one person not pay me for like $1.50 cupcake. And that just means you'll never ever get another one. That means you just can't come over here. You bought and sold for $1.50.
You bought soap
Sure.
with
Yeah. Get your $5 ass out of here before I make change.
So what does redemption mean to you right now?
Oh, redemption is family reunification and family preservation for me
Okay.
because it's so hard to reconnect to your children. It's
Right.
very, very hard. Um, because it's things they want to say to you. It's feelings that they have, it's feelings that you have. Just like we have our children and we have dreams and plans for them in our head, like, oh, I want her to go to this school or that school and become this and that. It would be great if she followed in these footsteps and did this. They have plans for us too. They're like, oh, when I'm doing this, my mom is going to be there. When I'm here, when the cheerleading competition, my mom is going to be right here. She might take me and all my friends to Red Lobster. They have plans for us, like we have plans for them.
Right.
And before my incarceration, I never thought about that and how important that was.
So now that you're giving this second chance with your daughter, you plan on doing things just a little bit different this time?
Well, I'm definitely not going back to prison. I'm definitely not selling any drugs. But I am I have to hold my boundaries because I told my daughter, I said, you have as long as I was in to get your thing off. You can say what you want. You can't say how you want, but you can say what you want and all of this and
Mhm.
your outburst or whatever. If I was in for 10, you got 10 to get it off your chest. When she gets home, we've passed both those milestones. So now you need to be respectful. You need to communicate. And another thing is I get to see the other side of the spectrum. I see how she felt when I was gone. I see how she worried about me when I was gone. And it feels horrible to know that I put a child through that. Not one, but three.
Right.
I figured it was bad, but it's even worse when I get to see how she felt, how she missed me, how she longed for me, how she wondered if I was okay,
Right.
and how if she woke up in the middle of the night, she wondered, does this mean something? Is my mom safe? You know? And so that's a lot to put on a child. That's a lot to put on a child 'cause it's a lot to put on an adult.
Right. Right. Someone said, how does the reconnection with your daughter play out in her mind in real time? So you think she's receptive to what you're trying to do, or is
I think she is, and I think she's even more receptive because now she's gone to prison and left her daughter, and she sees how it can happen so unintentionally. In the
she,
blink of an eye, she see how things can
so
happen, and
we
you
got
never intended. those
Right.
things will happen.
Right. And there is a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happens causes other stuff to happen. You know what I'm saying? We
Exactly.
got to break these. We have to break these cycles.
Exactly.
These cycles have to be broken. Um, what would you say to that young lady that's throwing rocks at the penitentiary right now?
Ooh.
Whether she rides with her man and what he got going on, or she want to jump out there on her own and think she can get to it and think that she can beat the same system that wrapped all us up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that it's definitely not worth it. Um, what got me was I didn't recognize my options.
Hmm.
I didn't recognize my options. And so how can I use my options and explore my options and expand on my options if I don't even recognize them? And
Right.
so what I would say is if you are in a situation where you're throwing rocks at the penitentiary, you need to recognize your options. Anybody who is there, and you need to listen, because sometimes people feel like because you do drugs or because you're this type of person or because your life looks a shitty mess, I can't listen to you and learn anything about my life. But
Right.
those are the people who can really teach you if you listen, because they know what not to do. They know what not to
You
do.
learn a lot from a dummy.
And they know it so well because they've sat in it and they've stewed in it for years.
Right.
Or you wouldn't be looking at them like they couldn't tell you anything.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And so they know the ins and outs of how not to do it. So sometimes you have to listen to that person who you feel like you definitely wouldn't want to trade places with them, but they're going to have some jewels for you.
And I think the question we all ask ourselves every so often, like, man, was it worth it, man? Was it worth any of this goofy shit? You know what I'm saying?
100% no.
Losing loved ones,
100%
um,
no.
even the little bit of money we had that might have lasted
100% no.
4 years, 3 years into the bid.
100% no.
100% no.
100% no. Because one thing about it is your children need you more than they need anything.
Right.
They need a mother and a father more than they need each pair of Jordans that come out.
Right. Right.
I guarantee you, your kid wouldn't trade you for some Shaq shoes.
Right. And see, that's one stress I didn't have. I lost my mother before I went in, and I don't have kids, so I didn't really have that type of stress. So I really can't even imagine not being able to see. You know what I'm saying? Like especially from the woman, from the nurturer standpoint. You know what I'm saying? You feel disconnected. You feel like somebody took your plug out the socket.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, you got to walk that walk in there and not, fall victim to what they got going on. Because even though things could be cool, you can get swallowed up in bullshit easily.
Hmm.
I think it was it worth it or not? Yeah, I mean, when I'm sitting in the feds with you had dudes that be like, "Hey man, walk over to my email with me real quick and log onto his account." And you had niggas in there with 750,000 on their books. All right, nigga, almost a fucking he worth a ticket in that
Hmm.
motherfucker.
Hmm.
But he's sitting there with me with 65 years.
Hmm.
Can't go nowhere.
No way.
We can only spend 350 a month in commissary,
Hmm.
and you got 300 minutes on the phone.
Right. Now, what's that, $60, $75? Or it was. I heard it's cheaper now.
What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I don't feel like my time was justified, but I got away with things in my life. So I never complained about my time. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So I never had those heavy phone calls when I'm asking for shit that I'm sad. Yo, I'm laughing jokes. He answers the phone. Yo, what up, nigga? What's up? I mean, yo, I
Hmm.
gotta go. I got shit going on. Click like shit was, you know what I'm saying? We was able to move around, but you got some people who business not like that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, Niggas hungry, niggas starving. You know what I mean? And for the females in there, I can only imagine like you seen another woman hungry, you probably just gonna whip up a meal for her anyway, just because. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you've done things like that.
For sure. And things like that have been done for me.
Right.
I remember one Christmas. I was pressing my bunk, sad as shit. My homegirl's like, Mika, why is you sitting there with your hair looking like that? I said, girl, I don't know. I guess I'm just not in the Christmas spirit. She like, girl, meet me in the hair room in 20 minutes. I'm about to flat iron your hair. Like, you're not gonna
Wait,
get
so
up
y'all
looking
could
like
so
that on
y'all could
Christmas.
do so what hair can y'all do in there? Y'all can't have weaves and stuff, right?
We can't have weaves, but we had curling irons, flat irons, Marcel's,
Okay. All right, so y'all can do hair
and
in
we
it.
had cosmetology. So when you're in cosmetology school, where I got my cosmetology license, how we practice is they fill out a call out and they could go to come
And get their hair done.
to cosmetology.
Yeah, we mean we had the little barbershop and shit, but yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All the women in there and niggas ain't riding no bids with these girls.
What you better do is you better find you a good pen pal that's got the same situation as you, because that's the only person that's gonna be writing you consistently. That's what you better do.
That's crazy. So
That's
you
what you better
saying
do.
niggas ain't riding no bids.
Man.
Niggas,
You better off at the end of your bid meeting a new nigga. And if you got some solid homegirls, they're gonna hook you up with some.
because you go on the visit floor in the nigga jail and it's packed with females coming to
Exactly. Because we the
packed,
most loyal.
packed. I'm talking about steppers in
These
here
niggas
coming
ain't
to see
loyal.
2
Ooh.
out of 1,200. That's like point percent. That's
Man, I'm
like
here.
that's crazy.
Gone. Gone. You heard me gone.
Damn. So daughter coming home in 2 weeks. I know you're excited about that.
Very.
I know you're excited about that. Are you involving her in the program that you got going on?
Of course, yes. I'm going to allow her to be as involved as she wants to be
Hmm.
because I really, yeah, and I have some big things lined up, for us. Speaking on a couple panels, we've been asked to be on a podcast. We're going to see if that works out.
I would
A
love to.
national podcast.
I would love to interview her as well when she come home. If that'd be something that we could line up, I would love to
Yeah,
get.
for sure, for sure.
Man, that'd be dope. You know what I'm saying, getting her perspective. Now, was she in a low facility or she was in a?
Yeah, she's in FCI. She's in Aliceville,
That's in
Alabama.
Alabama. So she been on Con Air.
Yes.
She been on that plane with the
Hmm.
duct tape on the wing. Ask her when
Hmm.
you talk to her, say, baby, you seen the duct tape on the wing?
I know she's scared.
Did you see the duct tape? It's duct tape on the wing.
I heard for years.
It's duct tape on the
I've
wing.
heard. I never was on Con Air. They
Yo,
drove me.
the first time I watched it, I got on the motherfucking plane. It went up, turned around, and landed. And then we had to go back the next day and try it again. The plane
Mm.
couldn't. Oh man, yo, the feds is a motherfucker, yo. Um, how did you feel when you got hip to all their technology that they got?
What you mean?
Like seeing how they able to snatch phone calls, how they able to track shit, how they able to flip people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're very savvy in their way when they want to get somebody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just I don't know. I just feel like it is what it is. You better watch yourself.
They watch your motherfucking self.
You better watch yourself.
So now, Tamika now versus Tamika then. In closing, Tamika versus Tamika. What do you feel you learned from all this?
Oh man, I learned so much. I really couldn't. The greatest thing I learned was
Okay.
that I can speak on who I am with confidence. I know what I believe in, what I don't believe in, what I'm going for, and what I'm not going
Right.
for. So, in prison, I met myself.
Had a lot of time to had a lot of time to really
Yeah, for sure. To
sit
get
down.
to know me.
And last question: what habits did you bring home from jail with you?
What habits did I bring home? Brushing my teeth in the shower.
Brushing your teeth in the shower.
Brushing my teeth in the shower, I brought home. I
Brushing.
can eat anything out of a bowl. I do not need a plate. I can eat anything with a spoon. It could be green beans. I can spoon them.
Hey, people don't. Hey, yo. So wait. So that's the jail thing.
That's jail shit right there, bro.
Hey, yo. People be like, you eat a spoon with rice. You eat Chinese food with a spoon. I was like, it's
It's
rice.
it's cause jail. Like a lot of times we had a
Yeah.
spoon. Like
So that's the jail thing.
yeah, cause it's quick. But
Oh
if you
shit.
got a certain amount of time to eat, what you gonna use a fork or a spoon? That
Damn.
spoon gonna get you up through there.
Everything. Yeah. Yeah.
That's that spoon. Take me through there. Take me through there. That's that spoon.
Damn. That's the jail. Okay. All right.
That's that jail shit.
I still wear shower shoes.
See now, I ain't wearing no shower shoes. I actually, as a energetic release of prison, I actually threw my shower shoes away probably two
Not
years
the
ago.
shower shoes, but I
Right.
don't go bare feet in the shower. I don't go bare feet nowhere.
Mm.
I can't be bare feet nowhere on the beach, but like on somebody's floor in the house, no.
Yeah,
Shower,
yeah.
no,
Not happening.
no, no,
Wow.
no. No, hell no. You know, be on the floors, hell no, no, no. Uh. So damn the spoon. Ah, so I gotta try to eat right.
Was you
Yeah,
eating with a spoon before you went to prison? Was you eating everything with a spoon?
I don't remember. I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
So I gotta eat rice with a fork. It's gonna fall through the holes, yo. It
Man,
didn't get much. Ah, shit, man. So it's definitely been a dope interview with you. Definitely been a dope talk with you. And like I said, for the young ladies that's listening, for the young ladies that's watching, um, you talking to a young lady who got sentenced to 120 months in prison. Know what I mean? And for some people, 120 months in prison for a female is unfucking heard of. Like it ain't even nothing that you can fathom. 10 years, and
right.
for a person who copped out to 10 years, I can't even say I don't. After you get sentenced, it's just like you just like what I'm gonna do. Like, know what I mean, I can't. I'm gonna cry. Like like
I can't cry for 10 years.
right. Like you know what I mean. And you just be like, all right, like here we go. Like know what I mean, and you know what I mean, and for a female to go through the same thing and be 10 toes down and go in there and come out and do your thing. Like I salute, I took my hat to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that your daughter's on the way home and y'all get a chance to get your relationship back, mended and back together.
Thank you.
I salute you and keep doing what you're doing. Tell the people where they can find you and what you got going on and where they can look and see and find your interviews and your podcast. You got a podcast as well. Well, not a podcast, but you have a platform as well.
Yes, I do. And you can find me at Tamika Bruce, TamikaBruce on Facebook. Instagram, I am the real Miss MISS Bruce, Bruce, all one word, all lowercase. And on YouTube, I am Tamika Bruce, and my handle is from Tamika with Love.
That's right. And anything else that you want to say to the ladies that's watching or to the fellas that's watching?
Um, I would just like to say to the people that's auditioning, that's doing things that could possibly catch you a case, it's not worth it. Um, if you look real closely at your life, I'm sure there's something else you could do. And because you have aligned with one amount of money through illegal means, you can still align with that same amount of money through legal means. You just have to seek that thing out. You just have to want it with your whole heart, and I'm sure it will show up for you. Um, Prison kind of made me like an excellent manifester. I would write a list of all the things I wanted, and sometimes I was getting $0, $50 a month. But I realized when I wrote down everything out of commissary that I wanted, I would get the money for
Right.
it. And so all you have to do is ask, whatever your heart desires, and I'm sure it doesn't desire jail, prison, or death. So just ask for what your heart desires, and the universe will conspire with you to bring that thing to fruition. Because I never thought the person who went to prison couldn't imagine coming home being a beautician, having vending machines with my children's face on it, and doing lashes for $150 every 2 hours. So that's like $75 an hour. The person who went to prison couldn't imagine that,
Right.
so for sure, it's a different life waiting for you, and you don't have to go to prison to find it. You do
Well,
have to seek it out though with your whole heart.
it's bone. You're right. You're 100% right about that. 100% right about that. To all the youngins that's out there that's doing their drills and doing their shit. I understand it look cool. I understand it look cool because it looked cool to me too. You know what I'm saying? It looked cool to me too at that point in time. But losing from the age 20 to 30, losing on my 20s, you know what I'm saying? Just all them years I lost, you know what I'm saying? Just it's not worth it.
It's not.
Not worth it. And I done counted some money, I done drove some cars, I done been some places, and I'm doing more now legal than I've ever been doing illegally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time legally.
Mm-hmm.
Find your craft, find your trade, and get into what you want to get into. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you for coming on the platform, Tamika. You know what I
No
mean?
problem. Thank
Salute
you
to
so
you.
much for having me, Eric. I
Salute to you
appreciate
and
you.
your most definitely. Salute to you and your
For
platform. I'll make
sure, for
sure all
sure.
this gets shared to you and it'll be to you in a couple of minutes. This is G War Chronicles. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the channel. Once again, if you're an old subscriber, make sure you subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, hit that button. Make sure y'all tap into her platform. Make sure y'all follow her and the great things that she got going on. And I'm gonna be following this daughter situation. I want to know what's going on with the daughter too.
Yeah,
The
for
daughter
sure,
went
for
down.
sure. Y'all tap
The
into
daughter
my
that went
socials because
down.
you're gonna be all over everything.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to tap in. I'm in DC all the time, so we'll make that happen. We can line that up. But yeah, I appreciate you for coming through. Once again, welcome to the G Wall Chronicles. I got some merch coming for you as well. So I'm getting your sizes and all that stuff too. So we're gonna handle business. You know
All
what I mean?
right.
I
Appreciate you.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. Much love to you and your family.
Yes,
And
thank
I
you for
salute you,
having me.
love.
Thank you for having me.
Salute you. Salute. All right. I appreciate it. And this is G Wall Chronicles, another episode. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Boom, 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 boom. How do you stop this thing? End it.